So what's going on, guys? My name is Antonio, and this is the AAS. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, I've already gone over this topic, but I wanted to go over it again as like another question. So I'm going to be talking about the Eagles versus Cowboys matchup again. This is the second time I made it. The other time I made it was on Tuesday, I believe, but none of that matters. But the question is this the biggest regular season game of Dak Prescott's career? So we're going to be going over the reasons why it is or isn't. We're going to be going over what the road is for each of the teams to win their respective division. And we're also going to look around at the NFC as a whole. So, first off, I want to say this is going to be the game of Dak Prescott's career. This is going to be the biggest regular season game of his life because the Cowboys and him need to win this game. Because for three reasons. Number one, the Eagles have a far more easier span of schedules than the Cowboys do. If we look at the Eagles' remaining schedule, you go on the road to face the Seahawks next week, which you're going to pound them on Monday night. And then you go against the Giants, and then the Cardinals, and then the Giants again. I mean, that's just flat out 4 easy wins for the Philadelphia Eagles. And then the Cowboys, on the other hand, after they face Philly, they got to face Buffalo in Buffalo, Miami in Miami, and Detroit at home, and then finish it off with the game on the road in Washington to get into the playoffs. Now, this Cowboy team has to be ready for when Jalen Hurts. One of the keys to the game is keeping their eyes on Jalen Hurts. We know that he is going to run whenever he sees that open gap. The Cowboys got to have a spy on that dude, on that guy Jalen Hurts. He has got to show up. The defense of the Cowboys has to show up if the Cowboys offense cannot get anything moving. Which the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be coming back with something to prove after that last week against the Niners. But number two is the Cowboys need to win this game in order to keep their hopes alive. If you lose this game, that's basically it. It's basically over as far as the division goes because the Cowboys have a harder span than the Eagles. The Eagles have to go, like I said, the Eagles have to go against the Seahawks, then the Giants, the Cardinals, and then the Giants again. The Cowboys, on the other hand, have to travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. They got to travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And then at home against the Detroit Lions, which we don't know if they're going to be really good or not. And then, last but not least, you got Washington in the nation's capital. And then number 3 reason is this is probably the biggest game of Dak Prescott's career because his starting job is on the line right now because you still got to make the playoffs. We know that. And you still have to get past the divisional round. That number 1 seed would help out with that. Because if you got the number 1 seed, supposing you do, they would have to come to your house. The lowest seed would have to come to your house. Which right now, it would either be the Seahawks, the Rams, the Packers, or the Saints. Those are 4 teams that you could easily beat. The Rams you absolutely blew away at home. And then you almost made a close game against the Seahawks, which you almost lost. The Packers you have not faced at all this season. And then the Saints, you haven't faced at all this season either. But this is a must-win game for the Dallas Cowboys. Must win. If the Cowboys lose this game, not only is Stephen A. Smith going to be coming out with his cowboy hat and trolling the Cowboy Nation as I would do also, but also they would likely lose the division because they have a harder span of schedules than the Philadelphia Eagles. But this is a must-win game for Dak and the Cowboys. If you lose this game, the chances of the NFC East are done, over, finito, finished. But anyways, that's my topic of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on the notification bell. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. So long for now.